Hey everybody, Tsunami here, and I wanted to show you something fun here. I recently built myself a gaming PC, and I've been eager to find the perfect combination of keyboard and mouse to go along with it. So I decided that since I used the Corsair IQ RGB fans on my PC, it would probably be a good idea to pair mouse and keyboard that would be able to use that same management software, the RGB management software there, so I could control all of them together and find something that kind of matches the whole setup and looks really good with it. So we've got two keyboards here, and I wanted to share this with you today because this really surprised me. First, I'll just kind of tell you a little bit about the mouse here. This gorgeous mouse is the Corsair Dark Core Pro Special Edition, which is way too many words in the title of this mouse. But a few key things about it. It is wired or wireless. It comes with a detachable braided cable. I keep it attached just that way I don't have to charge the mouse, and I can keep these RGB LEDs looking great on here. It's incredibly responsive. It's got some detachable parts here on the sides, and I just really like the feel of the mouse. It's incredibly responsive, but most importantly, I just like the RGB on this mouse. I mean, this mouse is totally raving here, and it looks gorgeous, and it goes well with my system. But the main reason I wanted to make this video was to do a little smackdown between these two keyboards. Now, truth be told, I accidentally ordered these two. I was wanting just one of them, but I'm so glad that I ordered both because it really gave me an opportunity to compare them. Let's start with the Corsair K57. This is a wired or wireless. It comes with a detachable cable. It's not a braided cable. It's a regular cable. And this is a beautiful RGB keyboard here. The LED lights on this, you can see, are all just one strip and one set of lights here, which really makes this keyboard incredibly bright compared to this K60 RGB Pro has LED lights that are individual per each key. I keep my K57 plugged in so that I can keep these RGB LEDs at max brightness, which makes it look gorgeous sitting next to the RGB mouse and the PC with the Corsair fans. From the looks of the K57, I can tell you this is one ugly forehead that it has across the top of the keyboard with a giant obnoxious Corsair logo here. This is not a modern look for a keyboard. If this entire section were gone, I'd be perfectly happy with this keyboard. Unfortunately, this is just a giant waste of space here. It's even glossy. It picks up dust and fingerprints and scuffs. So this is probably the worst part of this keyboard. As far as the feel of the keys, this is actually really phenomenal. These keys feel great with a break. That means that it feels like you're really pressing a button. And they are not too loud, so you're not going to be making a racket while you are typing on this. And these keys feel good. Now, because of this break, this is not the easiest keyboard to type on for long periods of time because it is a little fatiguing. It's going to require a little bit more effort to push through the break on these keys, so you definitely feel it when you are doing typing for a long time. Although this keyboard looks like it, it actually is not a mechanical keyboard. It feels great. It has a wonderful feel to it, but it is not a mechanical keyboard. This is a rubber dome keyboard. That being said, I love the way it feels and the colors look beautiful. It can be wireless, but I just keep it wired here at the desk. Overall, I like it a lot. I want to compare it to the K60 here. The K60 physically is a much more beautiful keyboard. This is a mechanical keyboard using the Cherry Viola switches, which are an affordable version of Cherry switches. So let's go over this a little bit. The profile of this keyboard is so much better than the K57. The K57 is a much larger keyboard, but this is a much sleeker looking keyboard. The branding of the Corsair logo here in the corner is a lot more classy compared to the obnoxious logo on the K57. The K60 is also a mechanical keyboard. So obviously, gamers may be very interested in a keyboard like this. I want to talk about the LEDs here. These LEDs are, like I said, individually lit for each key. But I generally think that the colors that are coming through on the K57 seem to pair a little bit better with the colors coming through on the mouse, as well as the colors coming through on the fans, the Corsair fans on the actual PC itself. It seems like the color profiles, especially on the default, kind of seem to match a little bit better on these devices than they do on the K57. K57 kind of looks like, at least the default profile, favors more the blue and purple look and doesn't have as many reds, orange, or yellow. Obviously, a lot of that can be adjusted in software as well. These mechanical switches can be taken out and replaced with new ones. The reason I wanted to make this video today is because this was my first mechanical keyboard, and I was very excited about this. I thought this is going to be my main keyboard for sure, and I'm going to love it. And that was all fine and good until I started typing. That's right. The typing experience on this, I cannot say, is better than the one on the K57 non-mechanical rubber dome keyboard. Let me tell you what I mean. Now, this is always a matter of preference, y'all, but let me tell you what my preference here on this. Number one, there's no break on these keys. So these keys are what are called linear switches. So these switches will go down and there is no kind of break on it. But even though there's no break, they still require a lot of force to push down. So it is still exhausting, if not more exhausting, to type on these because of the force it requires to push these keys down. And that was something that was a little disappointing. It's not as satisfying of a button press compared to a button press here, which you really kind of feel that key break away after you've gone past a certain pressure. But none of that mattered compared to the actual noise from this keyboard. And that's right. This keyboard is so noisy that I can't hear myself think while I'm typing on it. I've got to have you hear this compared to the K57. The K60 is incredibly loud, and I believe that's probably just the way mechanical keyboards generally are. But the reason that this is particularly annoying is because the springs on these Cherry Viola switches, they vibrate and they leave a ringing sound in the room, which after pressing a lot of keys gets incredibly annoying. Let's have a listen. I'm not sure if the vibrating sound is coming through on the recording, but I can tell you that after pressing lots of keys, the keyboard is humming at me. It is humming a vibrating sound for every key, which amplifies with as many keys that get pressed. And this is absolutely maddening. I'm not even pressing the space bar that hard, and it is that loud. And I'm going to now compare that to the K57. That is a much more muted and padded out sound. It's definitely apparent that they took into consideration the noise that this keyboard makes. So to kind of summarize, the K60 is a very sleek looking keyboard, and for people who are fans of mechanical keyboards, they may like this. This was my first experience with a mechanical keyboard, and I am glad that I had ordered this K57 as well. I was not expecting to like the K57. It has a big ugly forehead, and these are not individually lit lights. It is not a mechanical keyboard, yet here I am. I'm looking at this keyboard, and I feel like it is too loud for me personally. It doesn't feel as good to type on, and its lights don't look as good to me as the RGB on the K57. The 57 also can be wired or wireless, which is great and versatile. And obviously just the typing experience is so much more satisfying for me. So that being said, although these are both great keyboards, and whoever likes each one, you know who you are and you know what your preferences are, what's more important to you. I want to make sure that you're informed and know what your options are here. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and keep the K57. That was a big surprise for me. I will be sending back the K60 here. I think it is a good keyboard. I just think I like the other one a little bit better. My name is Tsunami. I really appreciate you watching this video, and stay tuned to my channel. I'll be bringing you a lot more PC part goodness, as well as some PC build videos, and as always, Microsoft Surface device information. I look forward to seeing you then. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good one.